Where we're going is the third quarter, maybe the fourth quarter of 2019. We'll bring that drilled out resource to market, and then I think things will change dramatically for Nexus.
Welcome StockPulse investors. We are on location at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2019. Got Alex Klenman here. He's the president and CEO of Nexus Gold. That's NXS on the venture. Alex, appreciate you joining me.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate being here.
We've spoken many times about current news and what's going on. Let's kind of back up a little bit, and I want to talk about where Nexus come from. Let's go like the old days.
Yeah, well, we started out as a Nevada-based gold play. We had an interesting property in Jarrett Canyon, which is a well-known place in Nevada. We ran some interesting science on it in a bad gold market. Never worked out the way we wanted, so we basically reset Nexus with our operations in Burkina Faso, West Africa.
So what's the game plan here? What's the whole meat and potatoes of the operation?
Yeah, well, you know, from an exploration standpoint, what our job is to find something, pretty it up to the point where it's of concern or is attractive to majors. And that's what we're doing in Burkina. We've got 4 projects. 2 of them are heading towards a resource sooner than later. We'd like to make sure that that is something that is attractive to one of our neighbors, like, I won't mention names, but they're all right around us, and we can bring something compliant to the market that's of size and of average Burkina grade or better. We should get some attention.
About current day here, what's going on day to day right now with the company?
Day to day, well, interesting you bring it up. Burkina's had some unfavorable news recently. We had, unfortunately, a miner killed in the northeast part of the country. But Burkina, by and large, is a great place to work. We've been there, our guys have been there a decade. We've been working there for 3 years now straight. We've never had any issues. Some of the places on the planet are not ideal in terms of geopolitical risk. But for a small company like Nexus to find a 1 million ounce deposit, that's our best bet. So we're in there, we're working alongside some major companies, and we don't have any real jurisdictional concerns, but it's not a place, if you don't know the lay of the land, I wouldn't show up to dig for gold.
Sure. And talk about conditions here. What a rough 18. Looks like gold's in a good direction. Fed's kind of signaling no more rate hikes, probably should be good. How have you kind of weathered this storm?
Yeah, well, I'm a gold bug. I've been a gold bug. So we're eternal optimists. We always think the big catalyst is right around the corner. But you mentioned some things. I think chaos is always good for gold. It's bad for the rest of the planet. But fundamentally, we've been pushing up against 1,300 now for some time. If we can punch through 1,300, I think we're in a great position. And I know some guys who've been around a long time, much longer than I have, who are very bullish on gold in 2019. So I think our timing is quite good.
Yeah, so obviously weathering those conditions, you're here. That's part of it. So what would you want to impart to shareholders? Why would they want to look at NXS? A lot of opportunities here. What kind of sets you guys differentiate?
Absolutely. Well, you know, risk reward is you have to look where we are. In terms of, we're not a producer, we're exploration, but we are a needed cog in the machine. If companies like Nexus aren't out there digging around looking for the next step for the large companies, the whole sector doesn't move forward. So we're in a position where we have, I mentioned the 4 projects in Burkina. These are in various stages of development. Where we see us, ideally in the next year and a half, is delivering that compliant resource to market and maybe getting a buyout, maybe moving towards mining stage. We certainly have the experience on the board and behind the scenes to get it there. But our projects are quality, they're in the right place, we've done a lot of drilling, and it's just a matter of time before we can take that resource to market.
So before we leave us here, what's current day here as far as news? What can we look for in the next 30, 60 days?
Well, we've got 2 Canadian projects now alongside our 4 Burkina projects. So we have coverage in North America and on the African continent. We're in the process of doing a sample map program at our new Dakuli project. We've got our 2 Canadian projects that we'll get to in the warmer months here. But ideally, really, where we're going is the third quarter, maybe the fourth quarter of 2019. We'll bring that drilled out resource to market, and then I think things will change dramatically for Nexus.
I have to say. Okay, that's Alex Klenman. He's president and CEO of Nexus Gold. That's NXS on the venture. we'll certainly look forward to tracking the success in the future. Appreciate it, Alex.
Appreciate it. Thank you.